All right, episode 5. I guess I misspoke there on the last episode. The wife of the woman that Tom is having the affair with did say to her, like, no, it isn't his. He just wanted it to be. So I spaced that one little thing. So I guess I was off there. Oh, well. So they practice making a bunny together, Ian and Jill, and she thinks she makes it. The door appears, opens it up, and it's weird because it's like half made. It kind of reminds me of something like what comes out of the machine in The Fly or something, but it's like in between dimensions. So it's real weird looking, where it's just kind of like phasing in and out, in and out, in and out of dimensions. So I think that a lot of people will look at that like it's terrible CGI, and they were trying to CGI the gore on it. And while I can see why they would think that, I don't think that's not what they were going for, in my opinion. They were going for something that is between two dimensions and is being pulled on both sides, and so it's like phasing. And that's the way that is supposed to look. So I don't know. I do think that might get some people to roll their eyes and be like, oh, that just looks terrible. And it doesn't look amazing, but I totally get what they're going for, and you couldn't have done it without CGI, in my opinion. So I'm willing to look past it. And so, yeah, when she's sleeping, he breaks her phone, and she wakes up, and she's like, what the hell? I didn't do this. And we find out that the dog was created by him. And he, when he says that, you're like, uh-oh. Does that mean this dog is evil? She finds the little thing. She starts to get the clues like, oh, shit, what's going on here? And he makes so much fucking food for breakfast. But, Tom goes over to Ian's house, and finds protein freaking drinks and meat, on top of meat. This guy needs his protein. And he makes like piles and pounds of eggs and bacon and sausage. And at first, or Canadian bacon, ham, whatever. At first I was looking at it like, okay, that's fucking ludicrous how much food he makes. But it actually kind of fits the character, because he's used to eating that much quantity of protein. It's just eggs and meat. It is pure protein that's on the table. So as I said, at first I was laughing because I was like, why the fuck did he make so much? That's an error. And then I was thinking about it, and I saw the fridge, and I was like, no, it isn't. And then he's just like harking it down at one point during the breakfast. So it actually kind of made sense, but I was laughing at first. Then they go home, and she finds out the whole thing, and he's like, I did something really big. I got to show you. I like how she doesn't even question the fact that he kissed her. Like, she's just like, whatever. I don't care. I guess at that point, she's just so shocked she's not even thinking straight. But I guess relatively speaking, it's not the biggest thing that's happened that day. Which, when you find out that you kissed your own brother in a romantic way, it isn't the biggest part of your day. You've had one fucking hell of a day. But he goes out and he shows her her dad. And the dogs are just chewing on this guy. It is gross. It is gnarly. It is nasty. And it is great. Those little dogs, man. Ugh. So great. And then I just love how he just opens it up, shows it to her, and then just closes it. It's just like a little window and a little peek. And then he's like, are you proud of me? Are you proud of me? And it's like, you think he's really off in the head. I always talk about the insanity plea and how I'm not really on the side of it, because these people don't think what they're doing is, or like, if they were truly insane, they wouldn't think what they were doing was wrong. They wouldn't be hiding the bodies, whatever. They'd be parading them out in public. They wouldn't be burying them in the basement and whatnot. And with this, it's like, I don't know, man. I think I might have to say that this guy actually is crazy, because he goes and he's like, look, I killed him. And then when the cops come, he's like, yeah, I killed him. And I killed this chick. And I killed the neighbors, which I said, I was laughing. A little pat on my back here. I did get something right, Jesus Christ. but the neighbors were killed by him. I said they were buried in the backyard, but they were actually in the house behind some boxes or something. I did like when he was going through the house and he pulls away the boxes from that basement that they went into in episode 1. Yeah. And he just finds tiny little doors and then boxes full of like dead animals that he had created and a bunch of pictures of stuff that she'd done and all this. I thought that was really cool looking. And then, yeah, the cops take him away, and then Jill and Tom go into the house, and her brother just murdered her father. She saw her father's dead body. The day before that, she saw a bunch of death. And she just found out this her brother who kissed her and murdered people and murdered her, whatever. All this just happened. It's been like 5 minutes. They go in the house, and he's like, what can I do? And she's just like, fuck me. That chick is me incarnate. Okay, that's the only thing that's gonna fix that day. Okay, sex is the only fixer of that kind of day. I love it. What do you want to do? Let's fuck. Yeah, I don't think many people would be there with her, but I'm with you, girl. And then they create this glowworm. Okay, I don't know how many of you are around my age and remember glowworms. Okay, I had a glowworm when I was a kid, and it was this little turd-shaped doll that you pressed on his stomach and you let whatever. Do you guys remember glowworms? Okay, the baby that they create. I do love how the door's sideways because they're laying, down. I thought that was kind of cool and neat that, if you're turned this way and that way, it kind of goes with the camera when they're turning and all that stuff, but whatever. The door's sideways, they open it up, and there's a baby laying in there. Plus, it kind of had to be sideways, I guess. I guess it could have been at the floor, but it acts as like a little bed for this little baby to lay on. And the husband's reaction to this is priceless. He's like, what is that? And then she like tries to handle it. She's like, oh, we made this. And he's like, no, what the fuck is I was like, yeah, okay, I'm with you on that. Ugh, what the hell is that? And he tries to touch the thing, and it like is breaking as he's like trying to pick it up. But she's like grabs it and is loving on it. Like, this is my kid. We made this. This is our child. Now, this is just an assumption. I do not know yet, of course, but maybe that thing, I doubt it because every other dead thing just crumbles into nothing. It starts to break apart and whatever. So that thing's probably dead. But I thought it would be kind of cool if that thing came to life and then started to morph and mold and whatever into Pretzel Jack. So like her kid ended up being Pretzel Jack and he came to save the day and fight. Because we're going to see Pretzel Jack again. I would be very surprised if we don't. I think there will be a big showdown between Tallboy, which is the big lumbering thing. That's what he talks about earlier in a different episode. Calls him Tallboy, if I remember correctly. It'd probably be something else. And then I'll have to go back and be like, did he say Tallboy? He did, right? Just like I did with Pretzel Pete. And then this new thing, whatever the hell he created in that doorway there that's next to this freaking other door. It's like it's like a little Red Riding Hood looking fucking thing with like, maybe it's supposed to be blood, but it looks like freaking red candle wax is all over its face. That thing is creepy as shit. All three of these villains in this, Pretzel Jack and Tallboy and Little Red Candle Face, they're all creepy as shit. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Pretzel Jack being their kid now, like kind of. It paused to life. I'm probably way out there. Probably everyone's laughing at me, being like, "That's a stupid ass fucking idea." But I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. What do you think? Maybe no. Maybe not. We'll see. Anyone remember glowworms? I'm still on this, but no? Okay. The rescue mission from Tallboy. Holy shit, man. The cops are sitting there and they're arguing over whether the guy in the back is a serial killer or a mass murderer. And then he's like, no, I'm a spree killer. I thought that was really cool dialogue. And then they look back at this guy and he's like, look at this circus freak back here. Oh my God, if I looked as ugly as him, I'd fucking kill myself. A lot of really fun dialogue right there. And then he just picks up the shit in the background. You just see him really far in the distance. This is like classic old school horror right here. Love that stuff. Those looming shots of something in the background coming up slow and then faster and faster. And then he jumps on the hood and boom, pulls the window out. She shoots him like 6 times, doesn't react to it at all, and just takes this freaking reciprocal saw and just cuts right into her fucking neck. Yes, there's some CGI here, CGI blood, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's a gnarly ass scene, so I'm kind of excited. Like, it's weird. It's like, kind of with the CGI stuff, but at the same time, it's a pretty gnarly kill. It looks pretty cool, besides that. And so I'm just kind of like, I'm right at that point where I'm like, no, it's cool. I'm going to give it to it. Probably because it's Channel Zero and it can do no wrong for me. But that was great. I just love that he runs up. And then the same thing with the other cop. And the guy begs him, like, I don't want to kill these people. Please don't make me. And the guy's like, I do like it, though, that the Tom and Jill do the right thing. So she gets the phone, he hands it to her, and she just immediately calls the police on him. He sees the cop sitting right there, and he doesn't hesitate. He's like, officer, this is the guy you're looking for. That's stuff we just don't see enough of in horror. They're always like, you know, they just don't do it. They don't call or whatever. They make these dumb decisions where you're like, call the fucking police or he's right there or whatever. So I did like that they reacted instantly. But like I always say, you can write your characters smart, but you write your villains even smarter. You put the situations where they can just best that. And so this guy, he even makes the claim. He's like, dude, I can make fucking doorways with my mind. Think about what you're doing here. Did you think that they were going to be able to hold me? Are you out of your mind? Like, and then he looks at the cop and he's like, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you. And then, yeah, tall boy comes out. Fucking, that dude is creepy looking. At first he looked goofy as shit, and I was like, I don't know if I like the look of him. But when you get a look at his face, and that's just it, the way he's dressed and everything, it makes you underestimate him. The cops have that reaction of like, look at this son of a bitch, look at this goofy fuck. Like, it's not like Pretzel Jack where instantly he's scary, he's intimidating, he's somebody you want to be the fuck away from. This other guy, he's almost so ridiculous looking that it's humorous, and you're not all that threatened by him until he gets up close, and then you see what a monster he is, and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck? So, I don't know. I didn't like his look at first, but whatever. And then at the end of this, I couldn't really rewind it. This app is fucked up, man. They have commercials every break here, and then you try to fast forward or rewind, and it fucks it all up. So I did try to rewind it, but in this house, the layout is completely different inside than it is outside, because when she goes to open the door outside, there are 2 doors outside and only 1 inside. This reminds me of like in the original Halloween when over at the Doyle house, there is the door opens from a different side, and then over at little Lindsay Wallace's house, there's a living room to the right as you walk in inside, but on the outside when you look in, the front door is right here and there's nothing on the outside, so you can just totally tell the layouts are completely different. But I tried to go back and look at this, but can somebody confirm this? There's only 1 door on here. Now I know you created another door within the door, but that's in a door that was already pre-existing. So there's 2 doors that are clearly open to 2 things, but when she goes to open that door, there is 1 door and no space for another door. I swear that's the way I saw it. Please tell me if I'm crazy. Another Pretzel Pete moment. I don't think so, though. All right, this is it. Let's go finish up episode 6, and we'll close this out.